Grandmothers have always been the masters of making the most out of everyday household items, finding creative ways to solve common problems, often with things you already have at home. These timeless life hacks have been passed down through generations, and they still work wonders today. Here are 12 classic life hacks from Grandma that actually work and can make your life a bit easier. Number 1. Reviving wilted vegetables with ice water. When leafy greens or vegetables like lettuce, spinach, or herbs begin to wilt, it's tempting to think they've gone bad and should be tossed out. However, there's a simple, effective way to bring them back to life: soaking them in ice water. This method helps restore their crispness and freshness, making them look and taste almost as good as when they were first purchased. The process is straightforward. Start by filling a large bowl with cold water and add a generous amount of ice cubes. Submerge the wilted vegetables completely in the ice water and let them soak for about 30 minutes. The cold temperature causes the plant cells to rehydrate, absorbing the water they've lost over time. As a result, the greens regain their firmness and vitality. This hack is particularly useful for delicate vegetables like lettuce, spinach, and fresh herbs, which can wilt quickly due to dehydration. After soaking, drain the vegetables, pat them dry, and they're ready to use in salads, cooking, or garnishing. Not only does this technique save food from being wasted, but it also helps you enjoy your produce longer, reducing the need for frequent trips to the store. It's an easy, eco-friendly solution for extending the life of your vegetables. Number 2. Reuse bread crusts to clean coffee grinders. Cleaning a coffee grinder can be a tricky task, especially since the oils and fine particles from coffee beans tend to stick to the inside over time. If not cleaned regularly, these residues can affect the flavor of your coffee. Instead of using harsh chemicals, an easy and effective method is to use stale bread crusts. Here's how it works. Stale bread, particularly the crusts, is firm enough to act as a mild abrasive. By grinding a few pieces of it in your coffee grinder, the bread picks up the residual coffee oils, grounds, and dust that accumulate inside the grinder. Simply break a few pieces of bread crust into smaller chunks. Put them into the grinder and turn it on for a few seconds. The bread will absorb the oils and cling to the fine particles, effectively cleaning the machine. Once the grinding is complete, open the grinder and discard the breadcrumbs. If needed, wipe the inside with a dry cloth to remove any remaining particles. This method is gentle on the grinder's blades and doesn't involve any chemicals, so it's safe for frequent use. Plus, it's an excellent way to repurpose old bread crusts, helping reduce waste in the kitchen. Number 3. Cornstarch to untangle knots. Tangled necklaces or strings can be frustrating, especially when delicate chains seem impossible to untangle. Instead of trying to force the knot apart and risking damage, there's a simple and gentle solution. Use cornstarch to help loosen the knot. Cornstarch works by reducing friction between the twisted strands, making it easier to manipulate the knot without pulling or tugging too hard. Here's how you can use it effectively. First, take a small pinch of cornstarch and sprinkle it directly onto the knot. Be sure to cover the knot thoroughly, as this will help the individual strands slide against each other more easily. Next, using your fingers or a fine tool like a needle or safety pin, carefully work through the knot, gently loosening it bit by bit. Because the cornstarch reduces the friction, the strands will untangle more easily, and you won't have to apply too much force, minimizing the risk of breaking the chain or string. Once the knot is untangled, simply wipe off any remaining cornstarch with a soft cloth or rinse the item with water if necessary. This method is particularly useful for fine jewelry or delicate materials where excessive force could cause damage. The cornstarch trick is an easy, non-invasive way to handle tangles and can save you from the frustration of dealing with intricate knots or having to cut through them. It's a practical solution that many overlook, but it's very effective for protecting delicate items. Number 4. Buttermilk for soft skin. For soft, smooth skin, you don't always need to rely on expensive creams and lotions. A simple, natural remedy that grandmothers have used for centuries is buttermilk. Adding buttermilk to a warm bath can transform your skin, leaving it feeling silky, smooth, and hydrated. The secret lies in the lactic acid found in buttermilk. Lactic acid is a gentle exfoliant that helps remove dead skin cells, revealing fresher, softer skin underneath. When you soak in a bath with buttermilk, the lactic acid works to gently dissolve the layer of dead skin, making it easier to wash away without causing irritation or dryness. This process also promotes skin cell turnover, which can improve your skin's overall texture and tone. To use this remedy, simply pour 1 cup of buttermilk into a warm bath and stir the water gently to mix it. Soak in the bath for about 20-30 minutes, allowing the buttermilk to work its magic. After the bath, you'll notice that your skin feels much softer and more moisturized. There's no need to use additional harsh scrubs or exfoliators. This natural treatment is especially beneficial for those with sensitive skin, as it's a mild and effective way to achieve smoother skin without causing irritation. Regular buttermilk baths can help maintain your skin's hydration and softness, making it a timeless beauty hack passed down through generations. It's simple, affordable, and highly effective for achieving that soft, glowing skin we all desire. Number 5. Keep brown sugar soft with marshmallows. Brown sugar has a tendency to harden over time if it's not stored properly, making it difficult to scoop and use for baking or cooking. This happens because the moisture in the sugar evaporates, causing it to form hard clumps. However, there's a simple and effective trick to keep brown sugar soft. Use marshmallows. Marshmallows help prevent brown sugar from hardening by retaining moisture within the storage container. When you place a couple of marshmallows in the container with the sugar, the moisture from the marshmallows transfers to the sugar, keeping it soft and pliable. This method works because marshmallows are slightly moist, and their moisture level is just enough to maintain the sugar's texture without making it sticky. To use this hack, simply put your brown sugar in an airtight container and add 2 or 3 marshmallows on top before sealing it. Make sure the container is properly sealed to keep air from getting in and drying out the sugar. Over time, the marshmallows will keep the sugar soft and ready to use whenever you need it. If the marshmallows start to harden or dry out, just replace them with fresh ones. This method saves you from the hassle of trying to break apart hard sugar or having to rehydrate it before using it. It's a simple, cost-effective trick that ensures your brown sugar stays soft, scoopable, and ready for all your baking needs. Plus, it's much easier than resorting to complicated methods of softening hardened sugar. Number 6. Prevent boiling over with a wooden spoon. Preventing a pot from boiling over can be a frustrating challenge, especially when cooking pasta, rice, or potatoes. One effective and time-tested solution is to place a wooden spoon across the top of the pot while it boils. This simple trick helps prevent the water from bubbling over and spilling onto the stovetop, saving you from messy cleanups and wasted time. The way this works is rooted in how water behaves when it boils. As the water heats up, bubbles form and rise to the surface. When these bubbles reach the rim of the pot, they can overflow, creating a mess. Placing a wooden spoon across the pot acts as a barrier. The wood is less conductive than metal, so when the rising bubbles come into contact with the spoon, they pop or deflate, preventing the water from spilling over. This method is especially useful when you're busy in the kitchen and don't want to constantly watch the pot. It's a simple yet effective solution that has been used in kitchens for generations. Wooden spoons are ideal for this because they are heat resistant and don't get as hot as metal utensils, making them safe to use near boiling water. However, it's important to remember that while this trick helps reduce the risk of boiling over, it's not foolproof. It's still best to lower the heat once the water comes to a rolling boil and keep an eye on it. But overall, this easy hack can help you manage boiling pots more effectively, making your cooking experience smoother and cleaner. Number 7. Use old newspaper to deodorize. Old newspaper can be a surprisingly effective and eco-friendly solution for deodorizing shoes, bags, and other items that have developed unpleasant odors. Instead of spending money on expensive deodorizers, you can use crumpled newspaper to naturally absorb bad smells, leaving your belongings smelling fresh. Newspaper works as a deodorizer because of its porous nature. When crumpled and placed inside shoes, bags, or containers, the paper absorbs moisture and odors over time. The fibers in the newspaper trap the particles that cause the bad smell, gradually freshening up your items without the need for artificial fragrances or chemicals. This method is especially useful for items like gym bags, shoes, or closets, where moisture and odors can easily accumulate. To use this hack, simply crumple a few sheets of old newspaper and place them inside the item that needs deodorizing. Leave the paper inside for several hours, or better yet, overnight. The longer you leave it, the more odor it will absorb. If the smell persists, you can repeat the process with fresh newspaper. This trick is not only effective, but also a zero-waste solution. Instead of throwing away old newspapers, you're repurposing them, helping to reduce waste. It's cost-effective and environmentally friendly, making it a practical choice for those looking to freshen their items without relying on chemical-based deodorizers. Best of all, it's easy to do and requires minimal effort, making it a go-to solution for everyday odor problems. Number 8. Eggshells to sharpen blender blades. When your blender blades start to lose their sharpness, you don't need to buy a professional sharpener or replace the blades. A simple and natural solution is to use eggshells to restore their sharpness. Eggshells work as a mild abrasive that can effectively help sharpen the blades, keeping your blender in good working condition without causing any damage. Here's how it works. Eggshells are made of calcium carbonate, which is hard enough to gently grind and polish the blender blades as they spin. When you crush the eggshells and blend them with a little water, the edges of the eggshells come into contact with the blades and help scrape away any dullness or residue that may have built up over time. This process is not only effective, but also completely safe for the blades. To try this method, start by collecting some eggshells. It's best to wash and dry them thoroughly first to remove any leftover egg content. Once the eggshells are dry, break them into smaller pieces and place them in the blender. Add about half a cup of water, then turn the blender on for 20 to 30 seconds. Afterward, pour out the water and eggshell mixture and rinse the blender well. This method is both eco-friendly and cost-effective, as it repurposes something you would normally throw away. It's a quick and easy way to maintain your blender's performance without the need for professional tools, saving you both time and money in the long run. Number 9. Apple to ripen bananas faster. If you have green bananas and need them to ripen faster, there's a simple and natural trick using an apple. Apples release a gas called ethylene, which is a natural plant hormone that accelerates the ripening process in fruits. By placing your bananas in a paper bag with an apple, the ethylene gas is trapped inside the bag and works to ripen the bananas more quickly. Here's how you can do it. Take your unripe bananas and place them in a paper bag along with an apple. Make sure to loosely close the bag so that some air can still circulate, but the ethylene gas remains concentrated around the fruit. Over the next 24 to 48 hours, the bananas will ripen noticeably faster than if left out in the open. The ethylene gas produced by the apple triggers the bananas to convert their starches into sugars, softening the fruit and enhancing its sweetness. This method is especially useful when you need ripe bananas for smoothies, baking, or simply eating, but don't want to wait several days for them to ripen naturally. It's also a better option than exposing the bananas to direct sunlight or extreme heat, which can cause uneven ripening or spoilage. Using an apple to ripen bananas is a practical and eco-friendly solution that doesn't require any special tools or chemicals. It's an age-old trick that speeds up the ripening process while keeping the fruit fresh and flavorful. Number 10. Use oatmeal to soothe irritated skin. Oatmeal has been used for centuries as a natural remedy to soothe irritated skin, thanks to its anti-inflammatory and moisturizing properties. Whether you're dealing with sunburn, eczema, bug bites, or general skin irritation, oatmeal can provide gentle relief without the need for harsh chemicals. To use oatmeal for skin irritations, you can easily make a paste at home. Start by grinding plain, uncooked oats into a fine powder using a blender or food processor. Once the oats are finely ground, mix them with warm water to create a thick paste. This paste can then be applied directly to the affected area of your skin. Leave it on for about 15 to 20 minutes before gently rinsing it off with cool water. The oatmeal will help reduce redness, itching, and inflammation, leaving your skin feeling calmer and more comfortable. For full body relief, especially if you have widespread irritation from conditions like sunburn or eczema, you can add ground oatmeal to your bath water. Simply sprinkle the oatmeal into a warm bath and soak for 15 to 30 minutes. This allows the soothing properties of the oatmeal to coat your skin, helping to alleviate discomfort and promote healing. Oatmeal is rich in compounds like beta-glucan, which helps to retain moisture in the skin, and avenanthramides, which have anti-inflammatory effects. This makes it an ideal natural remedy for anyone looking for a safe and effective way to calm irritated skin. Number 11. Lemons to whiten laundry. Naturally, if your white clothes or linens are looking dull or dingy, you don't need to reach for harsh chemical bleach to restore their brightness. A natural and effective alternative is using lemons, which are rich in citric acid. This gentle natural acid helps break down stains and whiten fabrics without causing damage to the fibers, making it an eco-friendly and safe option. To use lemons for whitening laundry, start by filling a large pot with water and bringing it to a boil. Slice 1 or 2 lemons and add the slices to the boiling water. Let the water and lemons simmer for a few minutes to allow the citric acid to infuse into the water. Once ready, turn off the heat and carefully add your white clothes or linens into the lemon water. Let them soak for about an hour, giving the citric acid time to lift any dullness or stains from the fabric. After soaking, remove the clothes from the pot and wash them as you normally would, either by hand or in the washing machine. You'll notice that the lemon treatment helps brighten the fabric, making your whites look fresher and cleaner. This method is not only effective, but also safe for delicate fabrics, unlike bleach, which can sometimes weaken fibers over time. Lemons also leave a fresh, natural scent, making this hack both practical and pleasant for maintaining your white laundry. Number 12. Rub soap on stuck drawers. If you have a drawer that sticks and doesn't slide open or close smoothly, there's a simple and effective solution: using a bar of soap. This is an easy, time-tested trick that can make stubborn wooden drawers glide with ease without the need for expensive fixes or tools. Here's how it works. Soap acts as a lubricant. By rubbing it along the edges of the drawer and the tracks where the drawer slides, you create a smooth, slick surface that reduces friction. This allows the drawer to move more freely. The waxy texture of soap provides enough lubrication to prevent the wood from catching or sticking, making it ideal for wooden furniture, which tends to swell or contract with changes in humidity. To do this, remove the drawer from its frame. Take a dry bar of soap, any type will work, and rub it along the bottom edges of the drawer, focusing on the areas that come into contact with the drawer tracks. Also, apply soap to the tracks inside the drawer frame, where the drawer slides in and out. After applying the soap, replace the drawer and test it. You should notice an immediate improvement in how smoothly the drawer moves. This trick is especially helpful for older wooden furniture, where the drawer tracks might not be as refined as modern designs. It's a simple, low-cost way to maintain your furniture and keep it functioning well without causing any damage or requiring more invasive repairs.